In this tutorial, we'll be walking through the process of retargeting animation from a DeepMotion Animate 3D default character onto a Roblox character using Blender. The animations that I will be importing are generated from the DeepMotion Animate 3D web service. Animate 3D is an AI-powered motion capture solution by DeepMotion that turns videos that you can find online or capture from a personal camera and turns them into a 3D animation, ready to download in a few minutes. It's free to sign up, with free monthly recurring animation time and unlimited downloads. Moving on to our Roblox walkthrough. For step 1, you are going to need to have the Roblox Studio installed. Roblox Studio is an essential building tool that allows you to create custom experiences for Roblox. Once installed, next you are going to install the Blender Rig Exporter and Animator Importer plugin for Roblox. You can find the full link located in the comments of this video. The plugin will install and open Roblox Studio. You should get a notification that it has installed successfully. Once it's installed, go ahead and open up a template. For ease, I'm just going to use the classic base plate. Once it loads in, go up to the plugins menu and then choose Build Rig. Then choose your desired character. I'm using the standard block rig character, but you can use whatever character you like. We will provide bow mapping files for any of the other characters you choose. Once loaded in, set the origin to 030. This will make sure that the character is set in the center of Roblox Studio and also in the center of Blender. This number may change depending on the character you choose, so this one again is for the block rig that I'm using. Now go up to the Blender animations under the plugins menu and then select your character to rig it. Under the Blender animations window that pops up, select the export rig option, then save your Roblox rig to your computer. Next, select Clean Meta Parts. This will help clean up any extra blocks that were generated when you export your character. Now, we're going to pause here and go explore creating an animation for our Roblox character using Animate 3D. Once logged in, go to Create Animation, then make sure you select Default Character. Next, you're going to want to choose your video that you'd like to generate animation from. Be sure to review the video capture guidelines below to generate the best results possible. Once you upload your video, you'll want to review your animation settings and make sure everything is set up correctly. The important things to note is that the FBX output is turned on, as this will be the animation file that we'll be using for our Roblox character. Another setting you might want to consider is the physics filter setting, which will help prevent your character's mesh from intersecting, such as the arm going through the side of the body, or something along those lines. Face tracking is also an available option, however is not currently compatible with Roblox characters. That said, you can turn this feature on to help improve the tracking of the head motion from side to side and up to down. Other options that you can explore with a subscription include animation smoothing, which will help remove jitters, foot locking settings for better foot contact depending on the motion, and speed multiplier, which will allow you to capture slow-mo videos. Once you have all of your settings set, it is time to create your animation. After it loads in, you can preview your animation live in the previewer. If you're satisfied with the animation, you can go ahead and click Download Animations and choose the FBX file and save it to your computer. Next, in case you don't have it yet, go ahead and download Blender. Blender is a free open source 3D computer graphics software toolset that we'll be using to create our Roblox animation. If you're new to this type of program, don't worry, I will be walking you through all the settings step by step. Once you have Blender, we will need to download some plugins for the program so that we are able to make it compatible with our Roblox character. The first plugin is how.py. The link is down in the comments below. This plugin is needed in order for you to import your Roblox character into Blender, so go ahead and save it to your computer. Next, we are going to download this second plugin called Keymap Blendrig Retargeting Ad. The link is also down in the comments. This one is to help us retarget your Animate 3D animations to your Roblox character in Blender. Once you have your plugins downloaded, go ahead and open up Blender. Once in, go to Edit at the top, then down to Preferences. Then navigate to Add-ons, then up to the Install button. Navigate to the location of the 2 plugins you've just downloaded. Here, I'm selecting how.py. Once added, be sure you select it to enable it. Now go ahead and select the second Keymap add-on and also select it. Once those are installed, we can now import our Roblox character into Blender. Go to File, then Import, then down to Rig Import. Navigate to your Roblox character that you've already exported from Roblox Studio. You may see here that your Roblox character is transparent, but don't worry about this since the only thing we'll be doing in Blender is retargeting the animation. Open the context menu on the right. It should pop out and give you some more tabs to view. Go down to the RBX Animations tab, then click on Rebuild Rig, then press OK. Now we should be able to import the animation. So let's go to File, then Import, and down to FBX. On the bottom right, go to Armature and select the box Automatic Bone Orientation. Now you can navigate to where you saved out your Animate 3D animation. Be sure to use the TPO animation here. With our imported character, you can see that the sizes are very different. We are going to want to get these to be roughly the same size so that the animation translates correctly. I'm going to move my imported animation over a bit so we can see a good side-by-side. I found that increasing the scale on each axis to about 0.03 worked well here. I'm going to go ahead and also turn the animation around 180 degrees to match the orientation of our Roblox character. Make sure they're both facing the same direction. On the bottom, you'll see the animation playback bar. Scrubbing through, you'll be able to see your animation play out on the imported Animate 3D character. If you zoom out on the timeline, you'll see that our full animation is not included. You're going to want to make sure your end frame is past the endpoint of your imported animation to capture the full motion. You can just click into the end frame and drag it to the right to increase the frame number. Once you set your desired window, now we're going to retarget our animation to our Roblox character. Go ahead and set your animation back on frame 1, which has the character T-pose. Now, go up to the Object Mode drop-down and select Pose Mode, which will give us access to the newly installed plugin, which you can navigate to on the right-hand side, down to Keymap Rig. Here is where we will be uploading our bone mapping file. We have provided bone mapping files for the various Roblox characters. You can find them in the comments below. Choose which one correlates to your desired character. Next, select the folder icon next to Bone, and upload the bone mapping file you have downloaded from us. Mine is named slightly differently here, so if you're using the block rig, use the block rig bone map. Next, click on Read in Bone. Then go down to Test All to see if your bone mapping for our Animate 3D animation matches up with our Roblox character. I'm going to correct the position for testing purposes and move my Roblox character back to 6 on the x-axis and -1 on the y-axis. This again is to make it easier for editing and visibility. Now we can scrub through our animation and then hit Test All to see how the Roblox character follows the animation in its new position. If there seems to be any issues with the angles of your joints after mapping, be sure to set your character in the T-pose and you can go down to the button Calc Correction. This will help Blender automatically try and fix any issues you might experience with the joint angles, which can sometimes happen when you are mixing and matching arms and legs from other Roblox characters. You should go down the list of all the bones, select them, and use the Calc Corrections button to implement the fix. Once you're satisfied with the bone mapping results, it's time to transfer the animation to our Roblox character. Go up to the transfer settings and make sure to set your starting frame to 1 and your number of samples to how many frames your animation has. In my case, I have 373. Once set, you can now click on Transfer Animation to Destination. You should see your Roblox character now have the animation retargeted onto it. Now we can export our Roblox character with the animation out of Blender to bring it into Roblox Studio. Go to the RBX Animations plugin on the right, and on the bottom, click on Export Animations. This will copy your baked animations data to your clipboard, which you'll paste into Roblox Studio. And go ahead and skip to step 24 to complete this process. At this point, just so you understand how this process works without the bone mapping file, I'll go ahead and show you how to do the bone mapping manually. With both your Roblox character and your Animate 3D animation imported into Blender, we're going to start the manual retargeting process by changing your Roblox character into a T-pose to match our imported animation. We need to do this so that the animation translates correctly to our Roblox character. Go ahead and change from object mode to pose mode so that we can edit the Roblox pose. Select the right upper arm and rotate the arm until it is parallel to the ground. You should be able to rotate it about 90 degrees for the lock rig. This may or may not work for the other Roblox characters exactly, so just play with it to get it as close as possible to the Animate 3D character. Now go ahead and mirror this for the left arm as well. Once you've posed both arms to a T-pose, switch the mode back to object mode and select the Animate 3D rig. Go down to the layers and turn off the mesh layers. I'm going to just copy the armature name here. You can also just type it in later. Then turn the mode back to pose mode. Then go to the Keymap rig tab. Here you're going to go to the source section and you're going to put in the armature name, which is the name of the source Animate 3D animation that I just copied. Next, go back to object mode to select our destination rig, which is our Roblox character. When selecting the Roblox character, you can see that the name is _rig. I'm going to copy the name, selecting our imported animation, then go back to pose mode, going to the Keymap rig tab again, and putting in the name into the destination box. Next, you can name your bone mapping file. I'm naming this one Roblox Bone Map. Then click Save Bone Map. Now, we will need to go one bone at a time and map our animation rig to our Roblox rig to make sure each joint is connected to one another. To do this, go down and click New under Bone Mapping. Then select your first bone that you're going to map onto the source animation rig. Go down and click Get Name so that you have the correct joint name. Then select the corresponding joint on your Roblox character. Also click Get Name so that you have the correct name. Go down and select Calc Correction. Then select Set Position of Bone. And then Test All to test the placement. You can see our Roblox character went to the exact location of where that mapped joint is. I'm going to go ahead and change location so that we can see the animation rig and Roblox rig side by side. Okay, great. Now I can easily see them to compare them. I'm going to scrub through the animation a little bit, then test all again and see how this newly mapped joint compares. Great, you can see that the joint on our Roblox character moved to match the source animation rig. Once tested, I can now move on to map another joint. To do this, go back up to the bone mapping box and click New once more. Select the joint from our source animation rig, click Get Name, then select the corresponding joint on our Roblox rig, click Get Name, Then go down and click on Calc Correction. So go ahead and do this for all of the bones, adding a new map one at a time. Now this might take some time, so just go through and make sure that each bone matches each other. And again, we have already done this and saved out the bone mapping files for easy upload for the various Roblox character rigs. Once you've mapped all the bones to one another, we can now test the accuracy of our map by moving our animation rig and using the Test All button to see if the Roblox character follows it. Once you've confirmed that all the bones are mapped correctly, go ahead and set the starting frame back to 1, which is the first frame of our animation, and then the end frame where our animation stops. Then we can click the Transfer Animation to Destination button to complete the animation retargeting process. Now you can go to RBX Animation and select the Export Animation button, which will copy the baked animation data to your clipboard. Let's go back to Roblox Studio to import our animation. Under Plugins, select Blender Animations and navigate to Import Animation on the bottom. You should have a blank text screen come up where you will then right-click and paste the baked animation data. Once you paste it in, your animation should load automatically onto your character. Now you can take your animation and load it into Roblox. On the same panel, go down and click on the Upload Animation to Roblox button. Go ahead and name it whatever you like and submit. And that's it for our Roblox walkthrough. Feel free to reach out, we'd love to see all of your creations.